We creative people have this feeling of extreme fear. Many of us creative people define our own identity on the work we produce. The problem is not fear itself, but that fear can become a habit, something ingrained on our brains, so that we start to make a relationship when we sit and see a blank piece of paper and having art block all the time, crying, seeking for a safe place. Hello everyone, I am MG, and in this video I want to address the fear in art problem along with some tips to solve it. To do this, I am going to reference a book called Art and Fear by David Bayles and Ted Orland, also linked in the description of this video in case you want to check it out. And tip number 1. Quantity is more important than quality. This story literally changed my life, so I am just going to read it as it is because I didn't memorize it. Hold on a minute. The ceramics teacher announced on opening day that he was dividing the class into 2 groups. All those on the left side of the ceramics studio, he said, would be graded only on the quantity of work they produced, and all those on the right only on its quality. His procedure was simple. On the final day of the ceramic class, he would bring in his bathroom scales and weigh the work of the quantity group. 50 pounds of pots rated an A, 40 pounds rated an B, and so on. Those being graded on quality, however, needed to produce only 1 pot, albeit a perfect one, to get an A. Came grading time, and a curious fact emerged. The works of highest quality were all produced by the group being graded for quantity. It seems that while the quantity group was busy churning out piles of work and learning from their mistakes, the quality group had sat theorizing about perfection and in the end had little more to show for their efforts than grandiose theories and a pile of dead clay. So the message is simple: produce a large amount of quantity rather than quality. Of course, you have to focus on the tip number 2, which is progress over perfection. This has been talked about so many times, I am going to be brief about it. But you focusing on perfection is not going to produce the results you want. What I would advise you is to give your best with every piece without demanding perfection. Focus on you progressing rather than being perfect. One of the reasons I decided to create a webcomic was for me to practice lots of art, because each page has lots of drawings, perspective views, anatomy, etc. Things that would challenge me because I am definitely not perfect at all those complicated stuff. But if I focus on being perfect and just producing drawings on a simple sketchbook, like just 1 drawing, I would probably produce just 1 page and there wouldn't be even a story to tell. I would never finish because we cannot never be completely perfect. So focus on progress over perfection. Progress means moving ahead, so each piece I focus on trying to go 1 step ahead. But if it's not perfect, I just do not get upset about it anymore, or at least I do not focus as much on that as I did before. So that's also a very good advice. Number 3. What separates artists from ex-artists is that those who challenge their fears continue, those who don't quit. That is an exact quote from the book, and it means that you are always or almost always going to feel fear. The important part is not that you feel fear, but that you fight to do art instead of letting that fear conquer you. Don't get me wrong, if you stopped for a while in your art endeavors, that isn't the same as giving up. As a matter of fact, you listening to this video is probably a signal that you want to continue producing artwork. You want to get up again, start again, even if it's hard. Remember, how hard this art journey is what makes it great. Number 4. Create systems. This is a great idea from the world of art. Another great book, this one is by Steven Pressfield, is that inspiration seeks for the person that is working, not the person who is busy having pity for themselves. Someone asked a great writer, someone once asked Somerset Maugham, I don't know how to pronounce his name, I'm sorry. Someone asked him if he wrote on a schedule or only when struck by inspiration. And he literally said, "I write only when inspiration strikes," he said. "It just happens inspiration comes at 8 a.m. every single day." So you can create a morning routine, a daily or weekly habit, different systems in order for you to be in that position to create amazing artwork, amazing stories. You make a habit out of it. If it's possible for all successful artists, it's possible for you. Number 5. This tip is entirely mine. Treat yourself like a good boss would treat yourself. A good boss wouldn't tell you not to work. After all, you work for that boss. But if he's a good boss, he or she would talk to you without insulting you. He would ask you to work good and with quality. Insulting your identity is not a part of that equation. He would probably suggest you taking a walk, but continue working instead of putting yourself down. So, yeah, good news is that your boss is probably you. But chances are you are rude to yourself when you're not producing the work you like. Being mean to yourself won't get you anywhere. So be sure to be thankful for the process. Take a walk and then continue working. You've got this. If you want to continue creating your own story and enjoying content about storytelling, comics, art, even lifestyle, subscribe on that red button over there and turn on post notifications. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Thanks for watching and I will see you in my next video. I really hope this is helpful and sharing in the comments your experience, because this is a conversation and it would be really helpful to other people. And yes, until next time.